Right now, the New York Jets are targeting some former teammates of Aaron Rodgers as we wait for the Packers quarterback to make his decision on what he'll do next season. Also, stocks rally after the latest inflation report and days after several bank failures. This as President Biden calls on finance officials to stiffen bank rules to prevent future collapses. This is News 3 now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. The wait to see where Green Bay Packer quarterback Aaron Rodgers will play continues. So far, it seems the New York Jets are a potential landing spot for the future Hall of Famer, and he may not be the only Packer headed to the Big Apple. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Jets are interested in former Packers wide receivers Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb. Schefter says there is currently no agreement between the Jets and Lazard or Cobb, but the interest could be part of the Jets' plan to try to convince Rodgers to join the team as he continues to weigh his future options. Moving to the state capitol now, where the Wisconsin Assembly is scheduled to vote on a bill that would prevent a state licensing board from banning therapists and others from attempting to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. The discredited practice known as conversion therapy, and Republican lawmakers in the state have been trying to stop it from being banned. The practice has been banned in more than a dozen Wisconsin cities for minors. Should the measure also clear the GOP-controlled Senate, it's almost certain to be vetoed by Governor Tony Evers. The Assembly also scheduled to vote on a measure that would require schools with a high number of crimes to hire police officers to have in school buildings. Under the bill, if a school has more than 100 incidents in a semester and at least 25 of those result in an arrest, the school must hire an armed school resource officer to work at the school. The cost of hiring the officer would be partially reimbursed by the state using federal COVID-19 relief money. The state education department said it could not calculate how many schools might qualify. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Julian Seawright has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Kind of chilly out there today.
Kind of chilly, but Mark, we are 6 days away from spring. That's going to be, well, Wisconsin spring for us. Because as we get later into the week, we are going to be watching a system that will be bringing in some showers in the form of Wisconsin showers. That means we're going to see some rain, and some areas could see some mixing of snow and for rain, especially just north of the southern parts of Wisconsin. We're looking at the northern half to be seeing potentially some snowfall going into our Thursday night and transitioning into our Friday as well. It's one thing we're going to be watching for is just how much rain and snow we will be seeing by the time we get into the later part of this week. So this time we're not going to be seeing late snow showers, but instead we'll see late rain showers. Right now, pretty blue sky for us. Lots of open sunshine heading into our afternoon. Temperatures middle 20s, and then we're going to start to glide into those lower 30s and be steady into that range throughout the course of our afternoon heading into our Tuesday evening. Tonight, we're going to see temperatures fall to the lower 20s. It's going to be another cold night for us, but rather seasonable around Madison, especially throughout southern Wisconsin itself. But we're going to be timing out when we can expect some rain or potential snow in a few moments. Until then, back to you, Mark.
All right, Julian, thank you. Meanwhile, in the Northeast, a powerful storm could dump more than a foot of snow in some parts. The late-season nor'easter is also expected to bring ice and heavy winds that may knock out power to thousands of people in the region. According to the National Weather Service, wind gusts could reach 50 miles an hour from New York City to Boston. New York Governor Kathy Hochul declared a state of emergency and has already activated the National Guard. Shareholders of Silicon Valley Bank have filed the class action suit following the bank's collapse. It was one of two banks, along with New York's Signature Bank. Regulators took over this past weekend. Skylar Henry has the latest from Washington.
The stock market held steady Tuesday morning. The Dow Jones opened higher as jitters caused by the failure of two major banks seems to be easing. On Monday, trading halted for more than a dozen other regional banks after steep drops. It was fallout from the collapse of California-based Silicon Valley Bank and the closure of New York's Signature Bank. President Biden tried to reassure Americans.
Our banking system is safe. Your deposits are safe.
We were pretty worried.
Sam Ling is the CEO of a software startup that had millions in deposits with SVB. He praised the administration's decision to guarantee all deposits, even those that exceeded the $250,000 limit.
Definitely very assuring. I think the government this time moved really fast.
President Biden said he intends to ask Congress and regulators to strengthen the rules for banks to help stave off future failures.
No bank holds enough cash that when all the depositors want their money back simultaneously, they don't have it.
Gary Cohn, the top economic advisor in the Trump administration, appeared on CBS Mornings. He says these situations are why the FDIC insures deposits.
The reason FDIC insurance was created is to protect your mom and my dad, to make them feel comfortable to leave their money in a bank knowing it's secure.
The White House stressed that executives and investors for both banks will not be bailed out. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And CBS News has learned Silicon Valley Bank was operating without a chief risk officer for months before one was hired in January. The White House is taking steps to lower everyday costs for Americans, specifically the price of health care, prescription drugs, home heating, and broadband access. The White House says the Federal Communications Commission will release additional funds this week to support the Affordable Connectivity Program. It gives eligible households a $30 monthly credit toward their internet service plan. Meanwhile, Health and Human Services is releasing over $500 million to help low-income families cover home heating costs. President Biden is facing backlash from environmentalists over his approval of a massive oil drilling project in Alaska. It's a major reversal after he promised no more drilling on federal lands. Instead, the approval of the multi-billion-dollar Willow project will allow oil giant ConocoPhillips to operate 3 drill sites on federal land in Alaska's North Slope. Leases to drill in the region were approved in the 1990s, so the company may have standing in court if the Biden administration were to try to block the drilling at all. The White House also says it plans to preserve the entire U.S. Arctic and other parts of Alaska from future drilling. Well, this month, the Red Cross is taking part in Sound the Alarm, Save a Life. During this time, the Red Cross will help you with fire preparedness and offer free smoke detectors to those who have none in their home. If you request a visit, you'll receive free smoke alarms. They'll even install them for you. They'll also provide guidance to develop a family disaster plan. Since 2015, the Red Cross has installed more than 3,500 free smoke alarms locally and 2.5 million nationally. If you want to know more, check out the Red Cross website at redcross.org. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Today is Equal Pay Day, and Buffalo Wild Wings posts a saucy tweet after a Chicago man filed a lawsuit claiming the company's boneless wings aren't wings at all. Details next in the Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale going on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues to help hardworking families attain home ownership. Habitat's financial coaching prepares families to buy and mortgage their own home, creating a brighter economic future for themselves and the community. Please donate or volunteer today.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate spring with our big spring thaw sale. We're talking about savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board with our spring thaw sale. Save 23% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there is now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Hi, I'm Gary Canulti, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me as we explore classic Italy, October 7th through the 15th. Discover Tuscany's charming countryside, Venice's grand waterways, and the magnificent art of Florence. We'll also spend time in the ancient city of Rome, visiting historical landmarks such as the Colosseum and the Sistine Chapel. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, for more information and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture, ETC.
Silicon Valley Bank customers in California lined up Monday to withdraw their money days after the bank collapsed. Over the weekend, regulators also seized control of Signature Bank in New York. The Biden administration announcing it will protect depositors at both banks, but not investors and executives. President Biden says no taxpayer dollars would be put at risk as he tried to assure the American people that the banking system is safe. But regional bank stocks took a beating on Wall Street Monday. Today is Equal Pay Day, a date that the U.S. marks to symbolize how far into the year the average woman must work in order to have earned what the average man had earned the entire previous year. According to the American Association of University Women, on average, full-time women workers make 84% of what men with full-time jobs are paid. That gap is even greater for women of color. And Buffalo Wild Wings fired off a saucy comeback on Twitter after a Chicago man filed a lawsuit over the weekend, claiming the company's boneless wings are not wings at all. The man is accusing Buffalo Wild Wings of false advertising and calling on the company to rename the product or indicate that the product is actually breast meat on the menu. Buffalo Wild Wings tweeted in response saying, "It's true. Our boneless wings are all white meat chicken. Our hamburgers contain no ham. Our buffalo wings are 0% buffalo." That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 328 points. The NASDAQ up 229. The S&P 500 up 63. Authorities have charged 10 more people, in a scheme targeting a program that was supposed to help feed children during the pandemic. Officials say the defendants participated in a massive scheme to defraud the federal child nutrition program, allegedly stealing $250 million from the Minnesota-based Feeding Our Future nonprofit. The accused misappropriated the funds instead of using them to make sure underserved children received adequate nutrition. Construction is underway on a new museum featuring Star Wars creator George Lucas in Los Angeles. The Lucas Museum of Narrative Art is set to open in 2025. Lucas and his wife are building the museum to showcase 100,000 items from the filmmaker's collection. The museum was first slated to open in 2021, but the pandemic delayed construction for several years. And coming up, we'll share today's ag prices. Julian has the latest first warn forecast. And then today on Live at 4, Consumer Reports to the rescue. They show us when to hold boxes from electronics and when to fold them. That's coming up at 4.
Is no in your vocabulary?
No.
No isn't a thing at Bergstrom Automotive. Can I park my helicopter in your lot? Yes! Perfect! You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom, for the yes.
Your roofing and siding have taken a beating this winter, but good news. It's Feldco season.
Feldco season. It means 40% off roofing and siding with no money down, no payments, and no interest until 2024, so you can upgrade those weather-worn eyesores without breaking the bank. It also means fast, so your home will look its best for the warmer weather ahead. It's the season of home renewal. It's Feldco season.
This offer won't last long. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Experience does count. When you're shopping for new furniture, a mattress set, or flooring, come to the experts at McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo. Our experienced staff is well-trained in home decorating and will answer all your questions so you can buy with confidence. You'll find big city selection and an enjoyable shopping experience. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Come see the difference experience can make at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
For 75 years, DePaco has been more than local. It's a member-owned, not-for-profit cooperative that has grown into a vital community resource, a place where members can build a life worth loving. When you join DePaco, you own it. Your money stays here, enriching the lives of your friends and neighbors. DePaco strives to carry out the mission envisioned by the 10 meatpacking employees who founded it, to create a brighter community for all. To learn more about DePaco and how to become a member, go to depaco.com/join.
So you just bought a vehicle from us. Will we give you a week to drive it and return it if you don't love it? Yes. Love it or return it? Yes. It's that easy. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom for the yes.
Comedian Sebastian Maniscalco, the king of clean comedy.
I'm on a cleanse. You drink drywall in a cup, and it's supposed to clean you out.
Then Mason Gooding is here.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. A high-stakes election for a seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. News 3 Now presents a debate between candidates Daniel Kelly and Janet Protasewicz in a Campaign 2023 special. Tuesday, March 21st at 4 p.m. Only on News 3 Now. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Well, Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report is out of the radio barn today. She'll be back next week, so here are your farm numbers. Well, the Summer Olympics return to Europe next year with Paris as the host city. There are now just 500 days to go before the games kick off. Tina Kraus shows us how the country's preparing.
Olympic organizers are racing to be ready for Paris 2024. The French president tweeted Tuesday, D-500, signaling the countdown to next summer's games.
On veut vraiment offrir le plus
And the Olympic Committee president promised to open the most beautiful window for the world of sports. In an unusual move, the opening ceremony will be held outdoors with up to 600,000 spectators crowding bridges and riverbanks to watch about 10,000 athletes sail past famous landmarks on a nearly 4-mile river route. Critics call the event a security nightmare, but Olympic officials say they're confident they can pull it off safely. A huge push is underway to clean up the River Seine, where swimming has been banned for the last century because of pollution. Authorities promise it will be transformed and swimmable for competitors. Athletes around the world are in training. In Ukraine's capital city, sisters Marina and Vladislava keep at it, even as the war with Russia rages outside.
Sometimes we can hear bombs or something like explosion.
Dozens of countries are urging the International Olympic Committee to ban Russian athletes from the Games, with the mayor of Paris saying it's unthinkable they would be allowed to compete. The IOC is vowing not to let politics interfere with the participation of individual athletes. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
And several new sports will make their debut at the 2024 Olympic Games, including skateboarding, sport climbing, surfing, and breaking. Julian Seawright, one of the famous breakers around here, bust a couple of moves for us.
I don't think I can, but I could definitely deliver a forecast for us. That's what we're going to do. Take a look at our surface map. We have plenty of sunshine and dry weather, and that's going to be really the theme for us throughout the course of our Tuesday. Though what we're watching for is the developments over the next couple of days. So we have the system over towards the Great Plains right now, starting to make its way into the upper Midwest, which is going to be bringing in warmer air for us. So we're looking at temperatures into the 40s starting tomorrow, though we are looking for cloudy conditions to start to build, as well as we are getting moisture coming in from the south that will bring in our opportunity to see rain and for some areas even some snow. So let's go ahead and just walk through what we're going to expect. Sunshine, temperatures in the lower 30s. It's going to struggle to get just near the freezing point for Madison for today. As we get into tonight, though, we're going to see cloud cover start to build briefly, but Wednesday morning we will start to see temperatures into the middle 20s and those winds coming in from the south. So we're going to stay a bit on the milder side, especially once we get into the noon hour. Lower 40s are what we're going to see, and on top of it, cloudy conditions as we get into the rest of our afternoon. Though we're not looking for any issues on our Wednesday, it's really going to be our Thursday. So Thursday morning might see a stray little brief shower that might move through overnight very early into our Thursday morning. But you can note, temperatures are already into the lower 40s, and the breezier conditions coming in from the south are going to continue to keep us rather mild and push some areas near the 50-degree mark once we get into our lunchtime hour. Then around lunchtime again, noon, we're going to start to see some developments, especially to the far northwest, of some rain rolling in. Now, with that warmer front edge of advection starting to roll its way into the upper Midwest, and mainly for Wisconsin, that's what we're going to see mainly rain from this event. So around 3 o'clock, expect some showers to be really widespread throughout much of southern Wisconsin, and even more so by the time we get into the 5 p.m. commute. So this is when you're going to take note that once you're heading home from work or after picking the kids up, it is going to be a pretty wet one for the commute. Now you can see on the back end, though, we are looking for where the colder temperatures are from La Crosse and the Black River Falls. That's where we're going to see the mixing of some snow and rainfall, especially as we get into our Thursday evening. Now, the nice part is that we might not see any kind of snow or rain mixing around Madison, but areas just to the west and to the northwest could see some of that, especially as we get into our Thursday evening. Now, going to the overnight hours, it's going to be a bit of a different story. We do have an opportunity to see some snow starting to develop, but mainly going to be flurries and light snowfall, not looking for really much of a huge event in terms of snow. Now, in terms of rainfall, we're going to be expecting close to 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch around Madison, and much of southern Wisconsin is pretty much going to be the same. Now, 1/4 to a half of an inch of rainfall is going to be expected for our friends to the west as well. Now, 3 things we'll need to know. We're looking for mid to upper 40s on Wednesday and Thursday, scattered rain for Thursday as well, and then we're possibly going to see some light snow or even some flurries heading into our Friday. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast. Of course, Friday is St. Patty's Day, and though it's not going to be rain, we are looking for potential snow to start to develop for us here in Madison and much of southern Wisconsin. But as we get into the rest of the weekend, it's going to be colder, but that's going to be brief as well, because we are welcoming spring, mark in the lower 40s, and then it's a climb back towards 50.
Well, it's about time.
It is about time. I'm ready for it.
And no green snow.
No.
White snow.
Nope. Yep, we're actually going to get white snow this time.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Julian. In Libya, hundreds gathered for a couscous festival celebrating the making of a giant couscous dish. It measures a little more than 15 feet in diameter, consists of more than 5,500 pounds of couscous and camel meat. Popular in North African countries, couscous is made from corn wheat, steamed, cooked with meat and veggies. It's a lot of couscous. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Today is Pie Day, so we've decided to make a pie that adds up to lots of oohs and ahs.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
All you have to do is point.
Yes!
1-800-GOT-JUNK can make it disappear.
And that's why they all start dancing.
Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Menards carries Richmond water heaters in stock to ensure that you have hot water when you need it. With energy-efficient models and tankless options to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect solution for your needs. Get 11% off all Richmond water heaters. Brighten your home inside and out with Patriot Lighting. We carry security lights that turn on when motion is detected for added security to your home. Now at Menards, security lights are all 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
Sexual assault of an 11-year-old. No prison time. He raped a military veteran, left her for dead. Just 2.5 years. Raped a mentally disabled 14-year-old. Probation. How the heck did this happen? Janet Protasewicz.
If you could go back in time, would you have ruled any differently? I would say no.
Really? No time in prison?
I would say no.
Protasewicz set violent criminals free. Again and again. Tell Judge Protasewicz, stop protecting criminals.
It's Stop the Madness month. If your energy bills are too high, stop the madness. If your comfort is out of balance and you go straight from heat to AC, stop the madness. If you've had it with outside noise, stop the madness. Get insulated now and save up to $2,000 with the energy tax credit plus our madness discount. But the clock runs out at the end of the month, so call today.
USA Insulation.
All you have to do is point.
Yes!
1-800-GOT-JUNK can make it disappear.
And that's why they all start dancing.
Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
It's March 14th, a day that some call Pi Day. Now, when I say pi, I'm talking about pi as in the kind you may remember back in math class. You know, pi equals 3.14, which is part of a mathematical equation to figure out the circumference of a circle. And as you've probably noticed from watching us over the years, here in the test kitchen, we love to celebrate just about anything. So in celebration of this pie, what do you say we make a lemony pie that adds up to lots of tasty goodness? All we have to do is combine some sugar with a few eggs, a bit of melted butter, a splash of milk, a couple of tablespoons of yellow cornmeal, some freshly squeezed lemon juice, a little flour, and a bit of grated lemon zest. We beat this together and pour it into a deep dish pie plate that we've already lined with a homemade or refrigerated pie crust. Now all we have to do is pop this into the oven until it sets and the top begins to get golden. That's it. Once it cools, you can serve it as is, or how about finishing it off with a bit of whipped cream to make it doubly delicious? So here's your homework assignment. Go online and get the recipe for our lemon chess pie so you can whip up a pie where the sum of the ingredients adds up to something that's downright awesome. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a lemony way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And Julian's back now with one final look at the weather.
Wednesday and Thursday, you can expect some 40s. We're going to see is 40s going into our Wednesday and Thursday, but rain is in the forecast as well, Mark.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.